I'll continue with part 22 of the Blood Ledger. The Blood Ledger, part 22. The 22nd gave orders, yet never spilled blood. Holloway barely felt his hands as he gripped the steering wheel. Briggs was dead. The killer had carved out his eyes, the very ones that had ignored a dying girl's plea for help. And now, the next note burned in his mind. The 22nd gave orders, yet never spilled blood. Holloway knew what that meant. Someone who never pulled the trigger, never wielded the knife, but still commanded the slaughter. A puppet master, the man behind the curtain. Captain Everett Harlow, 30 years on the force, respected, feared, and rotten to the core. Harlow never dirtied his own hands, but his orders made evidence disappear, made witnesses recant, made rival dealers and gang leaders mysteriously vanish before they could testify. He approved raids that turned into executions. He looked the other way when his most vicious officers crossed the line. He was the kind of man who built an empire on silence and obedience. And now, someone had judged him guilty. The call. Holloway pulled out his phone. He needed to warn Harlow. The line rang. Once, twice, then a click, but no voice, just breathing, slow, rhythmic. Then a sound that made Holloway's skin crawl. A pen scratching across paper. Someone was writing. He knew what it was. Another name for the Blood Ledger. Holloway's pulse spiked. "Harlow," he barked. The breathing stopped. Then, a single word, whispered. Too late. A desk of bones. Holloway reached the precinct in record time. He stormed through the hallways, knocking past officers, his heart hammering in his chest. But when he reached Harlow's office, he already knew. The door was ajar. The air smelled of iron and rot. And inside, Harlow sat at his desk, still, his head bowed over a stack of papers. But something was wrong. Holloway stepped closer and saw the truth. Harlow's hands were gone, severed at the wrists. A pen was jammed through each of his eye sockets, and his tongue had been nailed to his desk. Pinned beneath it, a signed confession. Every crime, every cover-up, every order he had given that led to bloodshed. And above his head, carved into the wooden paneling, his hands wrote death. Now they write nitrogen monoxide more. The next name. Holloway couldn't breathe, couldn't think, because he saw it. Another note, resting neatly on the desk, written in blood. His fingers felt numb as he picked it up. And then, his vision blurred, his body turned cold, because the next target was him. To be continued. Would you like me to continue with part 23?